Making room for Micron far beyond its factory. Tonight, after more than a year of work, a committee of local leaders has published its community priorities document, criteria that will determine how $500 million gets spent by Micron, New York State, and Onondaga County to prepare the region for the growth. And joining us now are three very special guests, all members of the Community Engagement Committee, helping decide how Micron and its government partners spend a lot of money in this community, not just on the actual campus, the site, off the mega fab site, but all around central New York. Joining me now is the Chief People Officer for Micron, April Arnzen. In the middle here is Kevin Eunice from Empire State Development, and Tim Penix is one of the co-chairs of the committee that released this more than 100-page document today, a community priorities document for Central New York. Thanks all for being here. Tim, we'll start with you as the co-chair. Tell us about this document, 100 pages, but if someone can't read all 100, what should they know about it?
Well, I would say the key components is to understand that, 13 months ago we embarked on trying to engage the community and getting ideas of what they thought were priorities as a result of Micron coming into our community. And what you will see is the results of a significant amount of work by the committee, the staff, Micron, ESD, on how to get and pull together the priorities. Over 12,000 individuals were engaged in this document that I believe really represents what most people will see are priorities that need to be looked at, analyzed, and embarked on trying to have significant impact for the Micron effect, as well as all the other things that will occur.
And Kevin, tell us about this money, $500 million, that is not meant for construction. It's not meant to pay employees. It's meant to bolster Central New York to meet this big moment. Where's that money come from? And this plan isn't yet where the money's going, but how does this plan get there?
So the money currently comes from a $250 million commitment of the 500 from Micron, $100 million from the state, and then we're going to work with partners to identify and leverage an additional $150 million. And the way we think about the community priorities document is a framework for growth and for both the good and the challenges that come with that growth. How do we make sure we take full advantage of the opportunity? How do we mitigate the challenges that come with growth? And there are challenges, right? Housing, I think of it as bigger than the 500, right? The 500 is just, we will leverage much more than $500 million to fully realize this opportunity off the campus than simply 500. That's just part of what this is intended to drive and frame and guide.
And April's basically an honorary Central New Yorker at this point. From all your frequent visits, you're based at the headquarters in Boise, Idaho. This is a wonderful vision, but how is it different than past visions of what a community should want to see, and how do you actually make it happen?
Yeah, it is a great vision, and from the get-go, we have said engaging with the community in a very intentional way to make sure every member of the community has a chance to be part of this, including communities who have typically been left behind in these opportunities in the past. This is exactly the process that we wanted to go through so that we could identify relevant opportunities to make community investments so that it really brings up the entire community. This is a great guiding document. Now we'll be able to get ideas from the community that align to the document. And as you know, Micron certainly didn't sit and wait. We immediately started investing in the community, over $30 million of investments announced already in the community. But now we've got a great guiding document, and we'll have a way to get more ideas from the community directly.
Why does Micron need this to happen as much as Central New York needs it to happen?
Our project isn't going to be successful if we don't make it happen. But again, we measure success, of course, by the semiconductors that we produce. We know that the whole nation needs this supply of semiconductors. That's incredibly important for our shareholders, for our customers. But again, it's more than that. This community has to benefit from this incredible investment that we're all making collectively, our company, the state, the county, the city, everyone coming together. So it's got to work for everyone.
Kevin, I'm sure people are out there that have great ideas saying, how do I get some of this money? Again, this is not yet the allotment of money, but how does this document turn into where some of this money goes?
As long as you're within those priorities, you can apply. That's not a guarantee you're going to get funding, right? But you can absolutely apply consistent with those priorities laid out. And that'll happen in the next, few weeks. We'll be able to get out the application process, and folks will start to see that. But again, I want to reiterate, the $500 million is just, it really is the tip of the iceberg.
And Tim, the final question to you as the co-chair, some of the priorities that jump out to me is a focus on small business, is a focus on education. How do those all fit together?
Well, they all fit as the building blocks to make this community equitable. I mean, if you think of just the pathways of workforce development through education, which is a form, and small business, and the communities that have not necessarily been served, disadvantaged, these are key components. Building the business base, building pathways for those individuals to gain employment at Micron and other places or other locations within the community.
All right. Thanks to all of you for your work, Tim, Kevin, and April, and thanks for being here on News Channel 9. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.
Thank you.